I'm back. I had a kid, my computer broke, and we got problems at the mining farm. But today we're going to be talking about Bitcoin, Bitcoin news, Bitcoin mining stuff, and all that. So looking at the hash price right now, it's been decreasing, right? The hash value, though, is holding steady. Bitcoin hash rate is currently around 1,023 exahash. It's a freaking lot. And the mining difficulty is continuing to increase this year. You can now tip Bitcoin on X. Not nearly as cool as an official integration. The headline looks a lot cooler than it really is. But yeah, you can install a wallet and then you can tip on X. It's better than nothing, I guess, but not as exciting as it sounds. Eric Trump said that a mystery nation bought 22 billion in Bitcoin and predicts a 1 million price. That's really cool, I guess, but what nation? Is it cooler to know about that? Is it actually even cool? Did we really want Bitcoin to bail out nations instead of the actual individual? Another topic for another day. Major publicly traded Bitcoin miners are continuing to buy Bitcoin miners, but not exactly. I'll explain more about that as we work through this video. But Hut 8 disclosed in its Q2 earnings that ABTC agreed to purchase 16,000 Antminer U3 S21 XP PH. Yep, write that down. Totaling 14 exahash. That's crazy. A cool $314 million. Their goal here? Hit 25. Some nations are exiting Bitcoin mining, like Ethiopia, because it's straining their electrical grid there. So Luna expands partnership with Galaxy Digital to deploy 48 megawatts at Project Katie. Another month, more drama with Core Scientific's acquisition. Top investor voting against CoreWeave's inadequate $9 billion takeover. $9 billion inadequate, huh? It's kind of crazy to hear. CleanSpark faces a $185 million tariff risk over Bitcoin miner imports. And their chair, Matt Schultz, returned as the CEO. See you later, Bradford. He departed with a $2.5 million Bitcoin and equity gift. I own CleanSpark. I want them to do better. Rumble is mulling over a €1 billion Northern Data takeover as peak mining set for $235 million sale. And the Trump family-backed American Bitcoin boosts BTC reserves with a $205 million purchase. Is anybody else like, oh my gosh, everything's in the hundreds of millions of dollars? I'm just feeling like a pleb. I'm just feeling poor. I'm just feeling like, who's Bitcoin for anymore? Looking at the most profitable mining rigs on Mining Now, a lot of Bitcoin miners are topping the charts, but they are huge miners with huge electrical impacts that are normally only be able to be ran on three-phase electricity, like the S23 Hydro 3U. It's over 1 freaking petahash of Bitcoin mining power, over 11,000 watts, 9.5 joules or watts per terahash of efficiency there. $30,000 price tag, $46 a day after a 7 cents per kilowatt hour electric bill. Got a different camera today. I came back and my other one was not working. Paternity leave is not looking good on me. It wasn't that long anyway. Shout out to Mining Now. They've supported VoskCoin in the past. I like their tool. One of the most important miners in this list for me is going to be the S21 XP. The S21 XP mining profitability has been falling. It's pulling about $15 a day before your electric bill. For me, now about $9 a day after the electric bill. This is a very stark contrast to just a couple months ago, where I was pulling nearly $15 a day after paying the electricity. My best investments over the last year generally have been some of my easy plays. Open up a stock trading app. Robinhood is just one example and one platform that I use. And I remember I bought into the Bitcoin ETF when it came out. We made videos about it, all that stuff. And I bought initially and a little bit after, a little dipski, right? And it's been a very easy 2x plus there. Over the last year, it has entirely tracked Bitcoin. It's up 86% over the last year. Bitcoin is up 89% over the last year. And a lot of people are going to find that Bitcoin vehicles like this are just going to be the preferred way. You want to buy Bitcoin, but you don't want to have this custody risk. You don't want to trust some crappy cryptocurrency exchange to, hopefully, have it accounted for, right? A lot of people are going to turn to things like the Bitcoin ETFs. This is the biggest one, and this is BlackRock's baby there. We talked about Iris Energy a while ago. It was trading $5-6 a share when we were showing it on the channel and evaluating the value proposition. Over just the last year, it's up $21 a share, 270%. If you're sticking with me, subscribing to VoskCoin, I hope that you're out there winning. It's honestly, the market has been pretty sideways as far as altcoins, shitcoins go, but Bitcoin stocks and Bitcoin have been honestly layups on easy returns. It's a weird situation, a weird era. All right, so we take this article from Miner Weekly, leverage Bitcoin proxies to AI infrastructure plays. What does that really mean, right? Bitcoin mining stocks were high beta exposure to BTC. The previous cycle, Bitcoin mining stocks outperformed within the cycle Bitcoin exponentially, right? I was like, well, hopefully we'll see that again. It hasn't quite been that easy this time. What is it? History rhymes, but it's never the same. Some kind of cool sounding quote like that. You can see that Iron has been doing great. MicroStrategy is probably going to be like the crazy big blow up that just sends Bitcoin into its next ice age. But that's, a different drama-filled thing that a lot of people get really heated on that. I'm here to bring the truth, not pump your bags, amigo. Core Scientific, big standout, but they've been full of turmoil, so that's kind of an outlier. Wolf's been great. Coin, which is Coinbase stock, has been great. And then some of these others have been really underperforming. But if you zoom out a little bit further, a lot of these returns are wild. And just within the last day or so, Iron and Cypher and BitDeer stocks are up big. And I own a lot of stocks that I'm talking about here today. Obviously, disclaimer, all that. I'm not here to show you stocks to pump my bags. Just doing what I do, making videos for a long time. Very many. Bitcoin trading over $110,000, again up 89% in the last year. Trump Jr. linked firm raises $50 million to buy more crypto, buy mining rigs. Thumbs Up Media, spending crypto mining to build a $250 million portfolio. Solo Bitcoin miner hit a 370,000 block reward. Oh yeah, I like that. I like to see that. Foundry USA hits unlikely jackpot with 8 straight Bitcoin blocks. I get a lot of questions about my favorite Bitcoin miners, little ones, stuff like that. Hands down, NerdQX++. If you have the budget for sweet, big, plug and play, nice Bitcoin miner. Power mining is not just a seller, right? Most of these guys are just resellers. They're just buying stuff and adding a bunch of price to it and then selling it to you. These guys are the manufacturers. Something doesn't work, they'll just whip up another one out of their little factory and send it to you. They've been great to work with. They've been really happy with their products. And if you want a mini Bitcoin miner, that's absolutely the one that I recommend. If you have a smaller budget and you want a smaller miner that's going to do the similar thing, look at the BitX Gamma over the NerdQX++. You can see that price point has been trending down there as well, which is cool to see. Over 32% of all Bitcoin now comes from public miners, but AI is calling, and basically there's a lot of high performance computing and artificial intelligence. The AI sector is booming if somehow you don't know that. And a lot of publicly traded Bitcoin miners are pivoting to AI. They're selling out for AI. They're even just selling straight up at these facilities to AI, because what Bitcoin mining requires is a big facility with a ton of power and high and good internet infrastructure. All the things that AI want as their initial building blocks. And obviously they want to clean it up and probably run a little bit of a cleaner environment. But pivoting is serious. Pivoters, such as Bitfarms and TeraWolf, allocating more capital to HPC, high-performance computing, hosting, and partnerships, and slowing their mining growth. Then you have Dual Track, Core Scientific, Hive, trying to balance both, expanding mining operations while investing in AI infrastructure. And remember, Core Scientific has been absolutely embroiled in their bankruptcy ordeal. Then you got scale-up leaders, Mara, Kango, CleanSmart, doubling down on the Bitcoin mining capacity. And there's the new Proto rig, which is coming out of Block, which is associated with Jack Dorsey. 14.1 joule or watts per terahash efficiency ASIC miner. That's basically a little bit better than what I would consider the standard of this current generation, which would be about 15, 16 joules or watts per terahash there. So this is Proto Mining's new Bitcoin mining rig. Thank you, Mr. Foxley. And you can see the big buzz about this swappable hash boards, air-cooled construction, huge terahash. It's reminiscent of the Bitfury miners, this is getting a lot of buzz. Honestly, it's not really going to matter, right? This carries a premium. The other manufacturers can just drop their prices on the rigs that you're pulling out and replacing. Nobody actually gives a shit about saving the shell. They want to buy whatever is a better investment. That's the reality here. What's the better ROI, the better return on investment here in the mining game or the investing game in general? These are like getting so much buzz right now, but in the end, people are going to vote with their wallets, and I don't think they're going to care, right? This efficiency, and it's reported as low as 14.1, but estimating an average there of 17, these are really already last generation. I mean, just in several months, the new generation norm is going to be around 12 to 13 watts or joules per terahash. So these are already inefficient compared to that. So they're going to have to offer just some sort of incredible value or availability if, say, like Bitcoin starts going crazy. You look at this current generation gear on Bitmain, you can see they've got plenty of stock of everything. Bitcoin publicly traded miners are expanding at rapid rates. Some people are very bullish, like myself, that we've been continuing to expand. But let's not glaze over the fact that Bitcoin mining has been difficult. Mining in general has been very expensive. The mining rigs are more expensive than they've ever been generally. And like we go to Coin Mining Central, right? Sponsored today's video. Thank you, Coin Mining Central. Check them out with the link out below. Use code VoskCoin to save some coin. And please set your norm to USD. I mean, I don't know anybody mining in Great Britain. So the pound is just not helpful, and I'm trying to price these out. But maybe that's just American, it may be. This is a big placeholder. We'll see, but why would the proto Bitcoin mining rig at 820 terahash second sell at the exact same price point as the S23? Ain't gonna happen, brother. Ain't gonna happen. Anyway, you can see that you get the next generation S23 best Bitcoin miner for nearly $9,000. You want to mine some shitcoin with a miner that probably won't work long? Well, congratulations. This is a $15,000 miner for you. It reminds me of all my Bombax miners, and most of those aren't even working. Most of my altcoin mining rigs in the last few years, you zoom out further, altcoin mining, generally speaking, roughly cash cows. Last couple years, absolute fucking door stoppers. It's been frustrating, but Bitcoin mining in general, pretty good prices on machines across the board, and some availability there. And you can see most of the new arrivals here are actually Bitcoin miners, but then we'll scroll over and we'll see some of the latest generation Dogecoin miners. Dogecoin miners have just gotten so expensive, and they've been coming down in price, but like their risk versus reward and the returns, it's so much. Oh, and in other news, Ethereum finally moved. We've been waiting an eternity. And you can see that the Ethereum ETF, the bigger one from BlackRock here, up 70% in the last year now, 70% in the last 3 months now, and 18% in the last 1 month. We look over at CoinGecko and we look at that Ethereum performance in comparison. Over the last year, Ethereum is up 70%. And we look in the last 3 months, and it's gone from being around $2,500 to a little bit of a lower there to essentially 2x. Bottom line is, we're going to see a lot of people stop buying the coins because you can just one swipe the exposure there on your favorite stock trading app. That's a better experience where you don't get just absolutely ripped off on huge fees like most of the cryptocurrency exchanges. The game is changing for better and worse, and if nothing else, it's interesting to see. CoinGecko, speaking of them, market cap data aggregator here, they do other things, of course. They're calling the top. They think that the recent Bitcoin all-time high was the cycle high. I sure hope not, because that would be very disappointing. That would be very sad. That would be that's not what I want to see. So I need to work on my setup here. I need to fix things, and I need to get more sleep. But I appreciate you. Good luck. Goodbye. And I hope that you, if nothing else, are still in the game. Because everyone I know that has exited cryptocurrency and even just investing in general the last few years, they'll regret it, because they've all missed out on essentially easy money. Because inflation is theft. They continue to inflate the US dollar and other fiat currencies. They are also taxing you, essentially stealing your money to go fight wars you probably didn't even want, in places you fucking been. Then you go out and you buy your hook and ladder at Firehouse Subs and you pay tax with your taxed money. When it's all said and done, for every $2 you make, you probably pay out about $1 of that in tax. I don't know about you, but I'm ready for the Boston Tea Party. Call me when it's time. I'm in. 10 seconds of taxation is theft tales. Let's go.